when he said he wanted you to do something in the earth, that meant that it would actually be worldwide?
Absolutely.
Okay.
First question, the name. Romans 8:19, for the earnest expectation of the creature waited for the manifestation of the sons of God. I read my Bible as a new believer from cover to cover. But when I got to Romans 8, verse 19, lifted off the page and became literally my life. It became to me a revelation of God for what I was to do with my life. So Manifestations Worldwide, the Center for Manifestation, in everything manifestation, literally comes from a revelation that I got from that verse, that's what I was called, that's how I was called to aid in the process of believers becoming all that God intended for them to become. I'm Dr. Mark Jones, founder and president of Manifestations Worldwide, and I welcome you to Manifestation City. This ministry was started in 2001. We began with 20 people in a storefront garage. We transitioned to our first little A-frame church building with a steeple, grew to about 150 people. Then we transitioned here to Lake Avenue, where we began the process of building Manifestation City. So over the last 19 years or so, we've been endeavoring through our ministry vision to build Manifestation City, a place of transition for all people, where our focus has been upon spiritual training, education, creating affordable housing, and creating jobs. Up to date, we've built out several properties, group homes, such as Lisa's Place for females ex-felons. We have our elderly men's home, a home for post-foster care kids between 18 and 21. We have an adult care facility and also our crisis home. And then we also have the boys' home for homeless boys and empowerment house. So we have several properties that are used for the purpose of helping those who are disenfranchised or who have aged out of programs or who just need the help of the church to get themselves reestablished.
Hello, my name is Renee Kendrick. I am the director of the Family Support and Resource Center here at Manifestations. I've been a director here at the Resource Center since 2008. I've been a partner here at Manifestations since 2004. The next service we provide is a transitional housing. We have the crisis home, we have the girls transitional home, and we have the men's home, where we're providing life skills, case management, and also coaching. The last part of our services would be here, the assisted living. The assisted living is a 24-hour service. We provide services to the mental health population as well as the seniors. We provide the life skills, we provide the cooking and cleaning, we provide the case management, we have counseling that comes in from the community. Our partners partner with us and provide those services in, as well as pharmaceutical services. We're going to come inside and take a tour.
Hi, my name is Nautica. I am residing here. I've been here for a couple of months. It's been good though. Like I like it here. It's really nice. Miss Renee, she treats me as if like I'm her own. So like I really am appreciative of that. Like that's one of the most, like, that makes me feel a little bit more comfortable here. Since I've been here, I've been able to graduate, I've been able to get a job, and I haven't been able to do that, and you know, I'm only 18 or whatever, but I've been able to accomplish a lot of my goals. I've been able to stay focused, and you know, being here helps me stay focused and motivated. She also motivates me a lot, so yeah, it's great.
My name is Koji Gray. I'm the director of Manifestations Empowerment House. I've been partnering since 2000, directing and partnering since 2005. So the average day for me as I volunteer in the Empowerment House, basically it's just to make sure that I have enough volunteers to run each department, whether it's the volunteers to serve the hot meals or even the bag lunches, or having enough volunteers to run the salon, barbershop, and clothing closet.
It's a privilege to serve our community. This eliminates children from going to bed hungry, not only the kids but their parents as well. It is a pleasure to do something for someone they can never pay you back. So I just thank God that I'm on this side, that I'm able to assist.
And I come on Saturdays. They give you enough food to last you all month, and they give you a variety of things. So it's really useful.
Hi, I'm Lady Lisa Jones here from the Center for Manifestation Worldwide, a place of transition for all people. Lisa's Place is a place where women who have been incarcerated will come as a transition from incarceration to stabilization to help reduce the recidivism of prison life. Lisa's Place started with a vision a few years ago when I was going into the prisons. I was doing a program called Gnosis, No One Suffers in Silence, which is a sexual abuse support group. And in that setting, a lot of the women were concerned about what was going to happen with them after they were released from prison. Many of the women had prior drug use, prostitution, and so many other things that will cause them to not have any stability once they return home. And I remember talking to one of the chaplains at the prison, and he says, "You're doing a great job here with your program, and I'm seeing, you know, your work and what the ladies are receiving from your program really helpful." He asked the question, "Do you have a transition home for these women when they get out of prison?" And at that time, we did not. The only thing that we had at the time was our post foster care home for young girls aging out of foster care. And so that began me to cry out to the Lord. And I began to tell the ladies, one day I'm going to have a transition home for you to come home to. You know, many of the women that I was doing the program with Gnosis was released before the program started. However, I dedicate my time and my emotions to these women to help them come to a place of stability.
So one of the great things that I do love about Lisa's Place is that it's centered right here next to the railroad tracks. You know, in life we always say, oh, it all depends on what side of the tracks that you come from is to determine how you live your life. But one of the things about this, and I tell the women when they enter, I say, just think, now you have the opportunity to choose which side of the tracks you see yourself from, that place of opportunity or that place of oppression. So right behind me, you'll see Lisa's Place. It's originally it was 5 bedrooms, 2 baths, but over the course of time, we decided to do it as a 4-bedroom to keep it more intimate and to keep it more private for the women to be able to share common spaces together. And so in a few seconds, we're going to go inside and see what goes on in there.
Well, hi, my name is Katisha, and the experience has been rewarding, and it's very spiritual here. It's very humble. I've changed because of all the things that, that was offered in this program for me. I don't know, I've been here since December, and it's just seemed like you know, I still got a lot of changing to do, but this Miss Lisa's place have helped me out a lot, and I really enjoy being here, and I don't know what to say. That's pretty much how I feel right now.
You know, the ladies get experience. They have a kitchen in which they prepare their own meals, and a lot of times they eat together, and each woman has her own room, and it's private. When she leaves, she locks her door. She has the key to the front door, to the bedroom door. And the whole goal of that is to provide each woman with her own personal space, her own personal time, and for her own personal development. So again, I want to tell T, thank you for allowing us to be a part of her life and helping her with, you know, giving her some of the tools that's necessary for her stability.
What motivates me is vision, is being able to see something in the spirit and then go to work on it in the natural. So that, and for me, that's a motivation into itself. It's sort of, you know, the Bible says we look not at the things which are seen, but the things which are unseen. And so to be able to see it in the spirit and then work at it through faith and patience to cultivate it, that's one of the things that motivates me is that. And of course, as I said before, seeing the impact that it has on the community and the lives that are transformed by virtue of what we do, there's a motivation in that in and of itself. I focus more on opportunities than I do on challenges. Just the way my mind works is I don't accept no for an answer. You know, for example, we have several properties that we own right now, and when I was first inquiring about them for expanding our operation, I was told no. Our home for female ex-felons, I don't know if I mentioned that, but our home for female ex-felons, the lady told me no for 15 years. And I wouldn't accept no for an answer. I called her until she wouldn't receive my calls anymore. I texted her until she started ignoring my texts. And I did everything I could to get to her, to get it into her head that it was our property for the work the Lord had put in my heart, but she wasn't seeing it. So eventually the property went into bankruptcy. I endeavored to find the bankruptcy lawyer. I found him, and then it went back to her because the bankruptcy was closed. She wasn't going to sell it to the church, but she hired a realtor who was a leader in our church. And so it still ended up with us after 15 years of her telling me no, as if she was being paid to say no. It ended up in our possession. Our VPK building, from 2003 to 2009, 6 years, the lady told me no, she would not sell us that property. She said, Pastor, this is for my retirement. She said, I'm going to rent it until the day I die. And I called her like I was being paid to call her. And she kept telling me no. And then one day in 2009, she called me. And she said, Pastor, do you want to still buy my building? And I told her like yesterday, and we bought that property in 3 weeks. So the biggest challenges have been knowing God said something, having someone else say just the opposite, but then waiting, just persevering in faith and believing that if God says something, no means nothing.
Hi, my name is Tavis Myrick, and I am the Director for Educational Services here at Manifestations Worldwide. I have been a covenant partner here for the last 16 years, since 2004, and I have been employed full-time as the Director of Educational Services since 2018. I transitioned to this role full-time once I left my position as a high school administrator here in the Hillsborough County Public School District. As the Director for Education here at Manifestations Worldwide, I oversee all of the educational programs here, beginning with our theological school, Manifest Theological Institute, where learners become leaders for life. At our school, we offer programs in biblical studies, Christian psychology, leadership studies, entrepreneurship and innovation, pastoral studies, and life coaching. In addition to those theological programs, we also offer a high school curriculum for students that are in foster care that have transitioned from a traditional school setting. Our students are able to come to our site to either earn a high school diploma or a GED. We're also recognized by the Department of Education and the Department of Children and Family Services as a day treatment program for youth in foster care. Additionally, we have opened in the summer of 2020, we have opened a youth shelter, which also serves youth in foster care that doesn't have placement, which means they don't have homes to reside in. And lastly, we oversee the contract for Hillsborough County Public Schools, their teen parent services contract, which means we provide services to all of the teen parents in the public school district, ranging from child care services to bus passes to meeting their educational needs. You name it, we meet it. Bridge of Hope started in February of 2019, and it was a need that arose in the local foster care system where they were looking for a place for troubled kids to go that currently weren't in school. At that time, I had just transitioned from being a high school administrator, and I was in my office at MTI when someone merely from the foster care system stopped by and met with me about this being an option. And then I wrote a program proposal that I submitted to the Department of Children and Family Services that was actually received. And then the rest is kind of history, but it arose as a need that needed to be met.
Here we are in one of the classrooms here at the Bridge of Hope Teen Transition Center, where our teachers are able to work with students to meet their academic needs and goals. They work with the students to bring them on level in reading and mathematics, and not just stay on level, but to surpass those goals.
Hi, I'm MJ, and I have been with Manifestation since 2001, and I have been in my role as student ministry leader since 2010. Our student ministry is Orators Student Fellowship, and we are responsible for developing and inspiring the next generation of believers to understand who they are. Our motto is to cultivate movers and shakers that infiltrate the zeitgeist. So we really believe that we are responsible for helping to inspire a generation to consider God in their living, to be able to understand what His purpose is in their life, and to encourage them to do well in every area of their life, even at the ages as early as elementary, which is our babes. Then we also have elements, which is our elementary students, and then we have our junior varsity and varsity, which is our high schoolers, which is my primary focus at this time. And we help them to understand that life is worth living and how to really maneuver through everything that they're dealing with as a young person. From school and academics, we encourage them to meet the benchmarks, to do their best within their schoolwork, because it's going to reflect on the decisions that they make later in life. We encourage them to live a holistic life, to take care of their bodies, to be mindful of what different vices or things could do to them later on in life. We encourage them to start businesses. Entrepreneurship can start early, so we encourage them in entrepreneurship, and also the financial things, and teaching them, financial literacy, and helping them to understand what does it mean to have a budget and to have credit, and these different things that are necessary components to adult life. And so we don't typically render all of our conversation for our students to nursery rhymes and cute biblical stories, but we like to break it down and unpack it a lot so that they are able to implement the principles of God's word in their lives to change their culture, to change their families, to be the first one to do whatever it is that has never been done before. So yeah, that's my responsibility. Our students we meet every Sunday during our second service, our Engulf service, which starts at 10:30 a.m. at 3102 East Lake Avenue. We hold our sessions in our Congregational Life Center. There's 2 levels. First floor is just a general area, but upstairs is our student area where our high schoolers meet weekly at 10:30 a.m. and we have discussions and we talk and we figure out what's going on in our lives as a group. It's not just about one person. We try to keep an open dialogue, the conversations that we're able to all contribute to what is being discussed. And I believe we endeavor to create a space that young people feel respected, loved, heard, and support it. That's the most important thing. So we're here just wanting to make sure that there's a generation who is inspired to do what it is that God has purpose for.
My name is Cameron Walden, and I am the Executive Director over Manifestations Early Child Care Center. I've been directing since 2012, and I've been a part of Manifestations Worldwide since 2008. So some of the services that we provide are VPK program, and so basically with our VPK program, it is a step down from kindergarten. So we actually get a chance to prepare 4-year-old, 5-year-old kids to transition over into kindergarten. So we have our VPK program, and we are now certified to take special needs students, as well as we are Head Start, early Head Start approved. So as soon as our students get out of our school systems here in Hillsborough County, we're able to provide an after-school program where they can do their homework and have fun. Our age group that we serve is 0 to 12. So we also have an infant room, a 1-year-old room, a 2-year-old room, and a 3- and 4-year-old room. And also, as I mentioned, our VPK room and our after-school program. So here at Manifestations Early Child Care Center, we have multiple programs to provide to our community.
Me, because I didn't need it. This is all a matter of calling. It's all a matter of assignment. We have a very clear purpose in this neighborhood. So that's number one. When your why is clear, you don't have to refer to your feelings about anything, because your purpose is louder than anything you feel if you really believe in purpose. So I don't really feel anything about what people say or do, because my purpose is clear and I know who I serve and what I do. Now, I have been met with resistance from individuals in the community, as well as individuals in the church world. I'll give an example. When I endeavored to buy 3110 East Lake Avenue, which is our family crisis home, where we're getting ready to build our tiny house village, I was communicating with the then owner about purchasing the property, and there was some time that lapsed in our discussion. He came to me and said, "Pastor, another pastor came to me about buying this property." And I said, "Oh, really?" I said, "What is he going to do with it?" And his reply was, "Nothing. He just don't want you to have it." So that's coming from church people, that kind of resistance where they just didn't want to see us expanding anymore. That came from church people. Now, the moral of the story is I still own the property. See, the property was so tied up that they would have never been able to figure out how to untie it. And God gave me grace for that. I know how to get the deal done. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you something. Twice I had to do this. In order to buy 2 properties that we now own, I had to settle the estate of a deceased person. And see, that's the kind of thing that unless you got a clear purpose, you're not going to do that. Who's going to hire an estate attorney, go through probate, settle the estate, pay off loans just to buy a property? The only person going to do that is a person that has a real purpose in that. So these people that do things for fickle reasons, like just to block me, you don't have endurance when you're not connected to an assignment authentically. You can't endure. So, but when you have purpose, you go through whatever it takes to accomplish the end result, because your why is clear. But again, when your why is clear, when your purpose is clear, then you're unfazed by the antagonism or the adversity of resistance that come from residents or from religious people. Now, I will say that most of our efforts have been met with the enthusiasm of the community because they see the good that we're doing.
Hello, my name is Kimberly Hemingway. I'm a partner here at Manifestations Worldwide in Tampa, Florida. I'm also the ministry leader over the Invisible Homes. I've been here at Manifestations Worldwide as a partner for about 2 years. I started out as a ministry leader for the Invisible Home this year in 2020, and we have a lot of things planned for the project. I'm so excited. We're starting with the Manifest Tiny Village, which will be a shelterless community for the shelterless.
A lot of the houses are going to be themed because one house will represent individuals with the breast cancer, like breast cancer, and so whoever sponsors it, there can be people that can sponsor it if they have family members that have passed away of cancer. They can sponsor the house and they can get their name put on the plaque on the house. So all of the houses will have plaques, you know, based on, you know, there'll be houses for the vets and houses for the cancer as well as for domestic violence or something like that. I believe it was domestic violence. But anyway, I think long term, ideally, we want them to be able to share their stories. I believe that it goes back to being able to listen to people at every end of the spectrum. I think by them venturing out and by having these individuals to share their stories, they can really create a ripple effect for other people. So not just the shelterless community, but other individuals. You know, it can really inspire people to reach higher heights. Not only that, it can help empower them to go back and receive an education, to step out and start that business, to step out and venture off into that career, or again, it can save relationships. So, you know, again, I know what it has done for me, and I believe that it can just create that ripple effect, and it's something that we can spread nationwide, globally, if you will. So I'm really excited about it, and I look forward to what God is going to do in this season.
So if you would like to donate or support, you can visit our website at www.centerformanifestation.com. On there, you will be able to see the different options for giving. If it's for sponsorship, we also accept certified check that you can mail into the church, which the church address is actually on the site as well. So again, you have your different options of giving on the website. Again, the website is www.centerformanifestation.com. Thank you.